While Statistica allows you to do advanced analytics and predictive models, including machine learning, one of the things that it allows you to also do are some basic things in exploration of your data. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to open up an examples file, and I'm going to go to data sets, and I'm going to go grab the activities data set for just for some descriptive statistics. If I go to the statistics tab and under basic statistics, I can get a panel. But before we do that, there are ways to work within Statistica interactively. So if I grab columns, I can actually do summary statistics on the block data, right? So this is an example that's very easy to do, gives me an idea of what this data looks like for everything from, means, averages, to non-parametric, medians, percentiles, etc. I can see here that these last two columns are actually categorical in nature, and so that is very useful. I can also select descriptive statistics here underneath the statistics menu, and I can do a lot of different things. Let's look at the descriptive statistics first. And if I click OK, what this allows me to do is I can go in and I can select my variables. So let me just select, say, a handful, and then I can work interactively with this panel as I move along. So let me say I want to get some graphics on those statistics, and then Statistica will create a panel for each. Let me drop this down and create a panel for each one of those. So I can look at the overall thumbnails. I can go down into each one of these variables, get an idea of what these statistics look like for each of those variables very quickly. I can also go back. If I have something specific in mind, I can create, say, a box and whisker for those different variable. I can also create different summary statistics. I can go to the Advanced tab where I can pick off certain statistics that I want. Maybe I don't want the standard deviation. Maybe I do want percentiles, boundaries from 10 to the 90th percentile, and then I can get a summary of that, and then that returns my thing. I can get things like robust statistics, so I can do that in the panel as well, create a summary, and then I get those robust statistics here. I can even do things like normality, scatter plots, do some plotting. I can do categorical plots and everything right from the descriptives menu itself. I could also go to, say, correlation matrices. Let's look at that real quick. So if I have a one variable list, maybe what I want to do is, say, again, grab the top 5 and then create a summary. Or what I could do is I could go in here to this advanced summary or even color maps and create a simple matrix. Or I could do the actual color map itself. And then I can look at the correlations here. So there's a lot of different options that you can use within the platform for correlations as well. Also, in the Statistics tab, I can do all of these different tests of significance, of inference, and then I can do breakdowns for ANOVA, frequencies, banners, etc. So this is one thing that I want to explore a little bit further with you, is this breakdown in one-way ANOVA, the breakdown of non-factorial tables, because you can use this very effectively within workflows. Certainly within Statistica, if I cancel this out, I can grab this data and then I can create a workflow. So if I go to Home and I can say New and then Workspace, and then I can drop this down into my workspace, and then I can create the same statistics that we just did, right, by clicking on this node and creating a flow. And then I can go in and select my variables, and I can essentially do any sort of analysis that I just did in here in the descriptives by running and executing this output, right? And I essentially get this output all within the same summary node. The other thing that I could do is I can use these nodes downstream. So if I create a downstream document, I can get those summary statistics. I can execute this into a downstream document, and then I can use this downstream document further. And that's about what we're about to do. Is I'm going to use that breakdown functionality into a workflow downstream. So let me just close out of this real quick. I'm going to close just everything that I've got, and I'm going to go to a workspace that I already have set up. And again, this breakdowns right here is coming out of the statistics, this breakdown non-factorial. So real quickly, what I have is I want to be able to collapse this. So you can actually do SQL-like functions with this breakdown analysis. So let's suppose I'm trying to forecast the demand hours, and I have 2 units on a nursing floor, and I want to be able to create a forecast that the management can use for the number of people that are required for this nursing unit. And so I have here by date, you can see here this is the same date, and so I have a ragged kind of set of data, right? I have 26 hours for unit 1 and 28.6 hours for unit 2. So how do I get those in a column? I can actually use this breakdown analysis to do that. What I do is I select my variables. These are the units that I want, and I want that by check-in date. So this is, again, like a group by SQL command. So I can click OK. Now a downstream document that I can use here, or I could even use in a report. Or I could even chain it back into the descriptive statistics that I have here. Now, when I have the variables, I have the these unit sums, and then I can create these and I can execute these. So you get the idea that I can create these flows, and I can create these breakdowns and downstream documents, and then chain everything together. I hope that was useful.